Hi everybody! Hello astrology fans and friends out there. This is Melanie Lichtinger from Victoria with the December video astro news from a beautiful place here in the park on the mossy rocks. Quiet and perfect to shoot a little video for you about the energies, the astrological energies of December. So I might turn the video a little bit around to show you the environment and to also show you charts, which I have beautifully positioned here on the rocks. The charts of the Sagittarius new moon and of the Cancer Capricorn winter solstice full moon on the 22nd of December. But first things first, Sagittarius new moon is coming on December 6th or 7th, depending on which place of the world you live at. So here on the west coast it will be December 6th at 11:20 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and if you live in Alberta or further east, it will be December 7th already. And the new moon comes with Jupiter. Jupiter is now in Sagittarius. I have to get used to that. Jupiter is now in Sag since November the 8th and will be there for 13 months altogether. 12 more months to go until December 2nd, exactly to the day today, December 2nd, 2019. So why is this important? Because Jupiter is at home in Sag. Jupiter loves Sag, brings insights, brings new understanding, bigger picture, and hopefully also path forward that makes more sense to all of us. It also shows us where old beliefs are and old stories, especially now with Mercury retrograde, having gone through Sag and going back into Scorpio actually since yesterday. So this is quite an initiation of Jupiter in Sag, checking in first, what do we actually believe in? Before, moving forward, maybe with a new intention and with a new understanding that hasn't crystallized in a belief and in a limiting judgmental belief, because that's a shadow of Sagittarius, which Jupiter also shows. Jupiter makes everything bigger, like a magnifying glass. And this is the first new moon in Sagittarius. There will be another one next year, which catalyzes, which births Jupiter into Sag, as I would say, especially since we've been going still so much through this whole phase of Scorpio to Sag, seasonally, and also with planets moving back and forth on the Phoenix point. So we are burning a lot off that's been up, that's been come to our awareness that we really feel and can't ignore. And from that burning off, a new energy arises, a heart energy arises. A phoenix is actually a heart energy that rises and takes us higher and expands our lives. So I want to honor also these days, this weekend and into next week, that are still pretty scorpionic. Especially since Mercury retrograde went back into Scorpio yesterday from Sag and will be there for 12 days until the 12th, and Venus went from Libra into Scorpio now until January 7th. So that just happened today. Then the moon will go into Scorpio tomorrow on the 3rd of December until 3rd, 4th and 5th of December. So just before the new moon, of course, in Sagittarius, the moon will be in Scorpio. And it's a dark moon because it's before the new moon. And Scorpio is also dark energy. So we are going through a dark period where we feel things very intensely, yet also to really connect with what's usually hidden and where we don't go because you might be afraid of. But it's all about transformation. So trusting the lunar midwife of transformation with the moon now in Scorpio from tomorrow on and before the new moon in Sag. Here is a chart of the Sag new moon. And hi, here is a mountain biker. That's awesome. That's very Sag Capricorn actually. That was a nice synchronicity. And so here is the Sag new moon that I want to show you. As you see, the Sun and Moon and Jupiter are in Sag, but there's also a strong energy here over in Pisces. And you can see this is like, it's a square. It's a tension, a mutable signs, Sagittarius and Pisces are. They're all about adaptability and movement, flexibility, and not being stuck, but actually, get the energy going. Wow, she's already over there. Just see the cyclist again. And so there's this tension, and it's a lot about surfing the waves with Pisces, with Mars, Neptune. Literally, that's like a surfer energy, and enjoying the journey, which is the Sag quality. Well, also it's a healing journey. So Chiron is here also in Pisces, and Chiron will go out of retrograde direct again. As you see, I made a little note here. Will go out of retro on December 8th. So a lot is going on this coming week. Chiron changing around from retro to direct. So all these old themes that have come with Chiron retrograde since July. Chiron is usually retrograde for 5 months per year. And that could have shown us recurring qualities of overwhelm, wounding, wherever we can be vulnerable, but yet it's also a medicine to discover, an inner medicine, not fixing it from the outside, but actually really retrieving our inner medicine and then carrying it forward and showing up also authentically with that medicine, with being authentically ourselves. Our presence, that's a Piscean energy, Pisces to Aries, is very much about showing up. Our emergence, our appearance, our presence. So to have that in a healing quality, in a heal, so we are ongoingly healing. It's not like we're ever arrived and fully healed, but that's the point of being human. And being authentic, and it's also a raw and vulnerable energy, so allowing that to come forward and not being like trying to numb it or shut it down or something. So Chiron, that's the Chiron piece this week, and as I said, Mars and Neptune are together. They will be exactly together on December 7th, which is the day after the new moon, and so that's big, because it comes only every 2 years. Also, the Sun will square Mars today, December 2nd, and the Sun will square Neptune on December 5th. So there's a strong tension between mid-Sag and mid-Pisces. Being in the flow of things, allowing things to unfold as they are, being adaptable, right? Not being rigid. So a lot of the energy that was fixed up to now with Scorpio rather in the picture, and also Leo, North Node, Aquarius, South Node is moving, is shifting now. And what else is up? Yes, Venus is in Scorpio, and I wrote a little blog post about that. How deep is your love is the theme, right? So I'll post a link to my blog where you can see the post on the YouTube or wherever I publish this. And then what's coming next in December? Let me check my little notes here. So this week is quite a wave of movement, of momentum. And then we have on December 12th is the next phase starting with Mercury, 12/12. Mercury goes into Sag and will be there until January the 4th. So that is now after the Mercury retrograde phase. Did I say Mercury also goes out of retrograde on on the day of the new moon, on the 6th of December here? So that's another big piece. Mercury is in turnaround mode, so we will see how things that looked differently, like with Sag, we might have had a certain picture in our mind of assumptions, in other words, stories. And as we are going deeper, we see a deeper quality and give it another meaning, or drop actually the meaning, the assumption, the judgment we had about things. So we can move forward, and the mind is now hopefully also following following consciousness, spirit, heart, as Mercury is now behind the Sun again. So yes, so Mercury will go then into Sag fully on December 12th. And that can be a really beautiful December, Christmas time energy to speak our heart, to express ourselves from our truth. And yeah, so Mercury will be even in conjunct Jupiter, will be even together with Jupiter in Sag on the 21st of December, winter solstice. That's like a huge, a huge impulse to actually come from our heart, speak from our heart truth, share our gifts of the mind, of our connections, of our wishes, of our blessings generously with the world. So that's very beautiful. And yeah, it's also a very mystical energy from Mercury squaring Neptune on the 24th on Christmas Eve. So it would be beautiful to be singing, engaging with music, being romantic, all of that. So winter solstice will be on the 21st of December, and the full moon comes just not even a day after. Here is the winter solstice full moon chart. So that will be on the 22nd of December at 9:49 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And as you see, there's a lot of polarity, I mean, that's every full moon. But here we have the Sun on the winter solstice point from Sagittarius to Capricorn, which I also call the integrity point. And here we have the Moon on the cusp from Gemini to Cancer. So here is a place of belonging. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So the full moon, the winter solstice full moon just before Christmas, is of course in her own home domain. So it's a lot about family, about belonging, about yeah, so our heart again, and our connections with family, with the land, with the tribe, with the people. And Capricorn is also where Saturn is since last year, since last December, now 1 year into it, 1/3 into it. Saturn rules Capricorn. The moon rules Cancer. So the moon will go even opposite Saturn on the same day still, or at night of the 22nd. I haven't looked it up exactly. But that's a strong polarity, again, between, and a bridge wants to be built. Where can the bridge be built? Ideally here, over late Pisces, with Mars and Chiron. So the other side of the equation, Saturn in Capricorn, is all about purpose and priorities and doing the work and being in alignment there, right? Being in integrity, being the adult. Or also relating to the elders, of course, children and elders. So bridges, and here comes the Sun. I wanted to show you, just like winter solstice sun. Can't wait, it's coming. And so the bridge comes from late Pisces, almost into Aries, where Mars would have reached Chiron. So a strong energy push, and it's not like a push in that sense, it's more like a wave again, like a huge wave to let it all come together in a healing way, again with Chiron, right? So creating and so doing something with Mars, but also surrendering at the same time, because of Pisces, into unity consciousness, showing up as we are, showing up with our sensitivity, vulnerability, and being there with family, with elders, with children. And I was actually thinking, not so much thinking, it rather came to me at a spiritual gathering this week. Just a visualization or a new way of seeing the world. So if we could see in people whom we meet, especially when we feel rather distant, separate, or something very adult in that way, right? You're here over, I'm I'm here, you're over there. So to actually go into a mode of seeing the baby, the child in them, like the Cancer, and also seeing the elder, because there will be an elder, or maybe there already are, and they have been a child. So that is very much here also a unifying way of connecting, right? So recreating connection, and so being in that sense imaginative, open to new ways of understanding. I believe that's it for now. Yeah, quick note still, Mars will leave Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, on the last day of the year, December 31st, and go into Aries. So that will be quite a new start for 2019. And we will have also a new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn coming up on the first days of Capricorn. Stay tuned. And if you'd like to gift yourself or gift somebody else an astrology session, perhaps for the holidays, as an outlook into the new year, or just like that, because it calls you, I have a special offer on now, which you see on my Facebook page. So December is always traditionally treat time in my practice, and there'll be really a few sweet offers for you. You get 22% off if you treat yourself, 33% if you treat somebody else, and you can even have a 2-for-1, which is often very popular. So friends can share that, or you gift one and you get a session for yourself. So that's on, and there's also there will be astrology parlors for the new year. End of the last week of December, the 27th and 28th, I believe. It's on my Facebook page. And even something new, which is new moon planning parlor of 2019. 2019 has 13 new moons, starting with a new moon eclipse, solar eclipse in Capricorn, and there will be another Capricorn new moon in December 2019. But there will be 13, and my vision with this parlor that we can have also end of December is to sit together in circle and connect with those new moons, and going through each person's chart with their houses, with their zodiac signs, and tuning in what these new moons, and which new moons especially of the new year, would be really cool to connect with. And I'm just seeing two squirrels. I'm not sure we can still put them on the camera. They're out there. They're out there playing. So it's playtime. It's playtime, and I better get playing and get moving here on my walk. With all that Sagittarius, Pisces energy, and also move and purge and transform the energy that's sitting there somewhere under Scorpio, because it's really a beautiful alchemy energy these days. So diving into the alchemy and knowing we come through this, and we're moving towards the light. Many blessings.